So, Jazz, welcome back. Obviously, on the previous podcast that we did our first one together on was pretty fun. The cool thing about you is that when we first talked, we kind of dove into where you're from and so forth. Just like you, like I am from California, you're from California, and this is one of the big things that we had in common. But there was from that one podcast, there was a lot of people that asked, how long she's been in the business, how's she doing? So instead of me go ahead and just give out the numbers, if you don't mind sharing with everybody, is, let's go to the first question. What made you get into the industry?
Well, first, thanks for having me back. Hopefully this one's not as interesting as the first one was. What made me get into real estate? So I've done a lot of things in my life. I was a nanny. I was driving around when I was 12 in a golf cart, putting business cards, nannying business cards, babysitting business cards in people's mailboxes. I did that for a long time. And then I worked as a waitress at a fancy winery. I know absolutely nothing about wine. So that was where I learned how to talk about things I don't fully know what I'm saying. And then I was a Red Bull marketer. So I would go and give out Red Bulls to people. It was a very cheesy college job type of thing. It was fun, but
did you wear those like backpacks?
I did. I wore a Red Bull backpack. I was a full-blown Red Bull girl. I was not a marketer. I was a Red Bull.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I used to work in Santa Monica, and I remember Red Bull had the main office in Santa Monica. And I used to love running into a Red Bull person because they would give me free Red Bulls. Like, I'd be like, can I have a Red Bull? They'd give me like 2.
Yeah.
And
it's honestly intense. There's a very strategic way we have to do it. Like, you can't just reach into your own bag and you can't hand out more than one and you can't take 2 out of the bag at once. It's all about the presentation.
Oh, okay. How long did you do that for?
Oh my God.
Not
even. Yeah, it was like couple of months. It was it was fun, but it was like, hey, what am I doing this for? There was no point to it. I was just, you want a Red Bull? You want a free Red Bull? Here you go. And then from there, I did freelance marketing. So I did marketing for a couple of different companies. I would just do like social media stuff. And that's when I ran into you guys. And I marketed for you guys for a little bit. And then I was like, I always wanted to get into real estate. I always loved it. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I always thought it was fun. I was always good at talking to people, and I was like, why not? And I fell into the Asa Team for one way or another, and here I am, full-time.
I think you actually came up with the brand, right? The Always Stay Authentic.
Oh, you're finally giving me credit for it?
I will give you credit for it.
I want everyone to know that was my idea.
It was a good job. Always Stay Authentic, and we use it for everything. And like my last name, it's kind of interesting how my first name and middle name, and we'll go with that for another day. So I didn't know you worked all these jobs. So how old are you? Like 29, 30, maybe 28?
God, I look that old?
No, you look like I'm just going on based on your time of all these jobs. I mean, were you like me? Were you Mexican, like working at the age of 2?
Pretty much.
You were so.
I'm 20.
You're 20. Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm so confused. Right. So you're 20 years old, and that's right. So you got your license when you were 19 or 20?
No, I was 20.
You're 20. Okay. And so when did you get your license?
So it was January. I remember it. Actually, December 31st was when I got it because we had a bet that if I didn't get it by the 1st, I owed you money or whatever it was. That's December 31st, I snuck away for 3 hours. No one knew what I was doing. Took the test.
You didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you. Yep.
I was pissed off. I was like, where's Jazz? And they're like, she's gone. You were gone for like 5 hours that day.
Yep. Passed it on the 1st.
You didn't take 13 times like I did?
No, I'm sorry.
The first time. You're annoying.
It's okay. You're not book smart, but you have a lot of other high quality things about you. So I took it the 1st of January, but I didn't fully get into like full time being an agent until I would say March, April-ish. So
March, April. So we're in July, and we're in the middle of July, right? I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. So March, April. So what's your total volume closed?
Right now, it is close to 5 million. So it's at 4.7.
You know what the average agent does their first year?
I honestly don't.
They do anywhere from $1 million to $1.5 million max the whole year. And you're at 5. So that's like probably the top, I don't know, 3% of America's realtors, or maybe 5%. Wow. So the question is how, number one. And the second part of that question is just so they can kind of get an idea. Oh, I know. You know what people are probably thinking? pretty girl, got lucky, got a $5 million house. One deal.
Mm.
You did one deal, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
One deal. That would make sense. So you did one deal. You got lucky, right?
Yep. No.
No.
I wish it was that easy. I wish it was just one multi-million-dollar house. That would be
2 deals.
Wonderful. 12.
Oh, 12. Okay. So 12 deals.
12.
12 deals in. We're looking at March. We're going to go March. I'm not going to go April. We'll go April, May, June, July. So within 4 months, 12 deals. So that's 3 times 4. I'm not really good of a mathematician. So that's 4 deals a month. No, 3 deals a month. Okay. So there's a huge group of people right now struggling in real estate. You happen to get your license to jump into the real estate world, and you are navigating in a market that is brand new. You don't know if it's a good market or bad market because you don't know what's really good because this is your first experience. And as you can tell, everyone's dropping out. How are you thriving in this? Like, what would you attribute some of your success? And I'm going to cheat and pull up my questions because I had some questions that I don't want to forget. So, how did you get there? Like, can you kind of give me a rundown? I'm not going to, go into my story that I haven't anyhow, but anyways, tell me, how did you, get, become so successful so quick?
Well, first thing I would say, you're very right. It's very true. I don't know any different besides the market that we're in right now. I know the market last year was crazy. It was easy. You'd list a house on the market for not even 2 days, multiple offers. It was a breeze. Everyone made money if you didn't even do anything. This market is different, but this is the only market I know. And I'm not afraid of work. I'm not scared to get my feet dirty or my hands dirty and get the job done. So I would say that's a big, big thing. The second thing is I'm not scared of talking to people. I can talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere. I've gotten very good. Honestly, I think it was from that winery job that I've gotten very good at pretending like I know what I'm talking about. Even if I do or I don't, I can kind of fake a sort of confidence that makes people think that I'm more experienced than I am. I'm not afraid to say, you know what, I'm 20 years old and this is my first year doing it. I'll say I'll work harder than anybody else and I'll get the job done better than anyone else can. You just got to believe in yourself and other people will believe in you.
Awesome. So here you are, because I know you also just bought a brand new car.
I did.
What kind of car did you buy?
It's a Ford Bronco. It's a soft top convertible with big, big wheels. I traded in my old 2015 mom car, Mazda, and I got some crazy monster truck, but she's great.
Awesome. Does that give you a little more motivation too?
Yes, it's fun to drive, and it's a conversation starter. It's an icebreaker. I've met so many clients, and I will pull up in that car, and it's definitely not what you would expect me to drive at all. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, that car is so cool. Oh my gosh, can I go see it?" I've had people climb into my car to see how the top can come down. It's so funny, and everyone likes cool cars. Everyone likes something to talk about that we can all have in common. And so it's a good conversation starter, and it's fun to drive.
So, not being afraid to have these conversations, not being afraid about your age or being intimidated with the people. So your confidence definitely has been a big outliner to help you out through the real estate world. With all the successes you had, you can't say it's been perfect. It's been an easy road. What are some of the struggles that you might have encountered since you've been in real estate for a few months? Even though with all the success you have, talk to me about some of your pitfalls.
So on the outside, it sounds like, wow, she just did so much. That's so great. I worked all the time, and I worked very hard and not very smart for, I say a long time, for the first couple of months.
Right.
It's not really a long time, but I would just think that, I worked all day long, gold star for me. And I would get prideful about working so hard, but I was like, what did I actually do that day? Like, okay, I did a lot, but nothing really important or effective. I wasn't using my time as well as I should have. And I would just do a million little things for no reason because I was just like, I got to work all hours of the day if I want to be successful, like hustle, grind time, whatever. And I realized you don't have to work as long if you can find ways to work smarter. And that took a lot of time to learn. And the biggest thing from that, as far as not wasting your time, and you taught me this actually.
I taught you.
You taught me a lot of things, but this is one that I always stick in my mind because I would like to tiptoe. I would like to be like, okay, well, they said maybe, so I'll follow up with them again tomorrow, and I'll follow up again with them in a week, and they're still saying maybe. They'll think about it. One day they'll say yes. I'll just leave them be. Like, it's just a maybe right now. It's okay. I'll relax.
Got it.
I would waste so much time and energy on the maybes. And you told me it's so much better to get a no than a maybe, because a maybe is the biggest time sucker and the biggest energy waster. Get to a no. I would rather somebody, a new agent, push for a no as hard as possible than just tiptoe around a maybe and waste their time and waste their energy on it.
Because the no, you can isolate the objection. And the yes is an obvious.
Obviously, a yes is great, but a no is, okay, great. It's a no, here's why, or it's a no, go screw yourself. Great. It's out of my head now. I can move on to something else.
But a maybe or an I don't know will drive anybody nuts.
Nuts. Insane. And I spent so much time on the maybes.
What's the big myth? You know, I talk to a lot of agents, a lot of new agents, and they have this, you know, I have a lot of myths that I hear. And I try to tell them, don't listen to that. Or I ask them, where did they hear that? And 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, the information that they got it from are people that are not even in the business no more. So what are some of the myths that you heard that's not true?
Well, first, to everyone listening, selling sunsets is fake. It is nothing like that at all.
Isn't it identical to what we do?
Oh, I wish. I'd show up in a cute little skirt and just sell multi-million-dollar houses. That would be wonderful. It's nothing like that. Everyone that's watching it that wants to be a realtor because of selling sunsets, just stop while you're ahead. Nope, not like that.
Not sunsets everywhere?
No.
And rainbows and butterflies?
I wish.
Okay, got it.
I would say the biggest myth on top of that is, or piggybacking off of that, every single thing you see online is fake. And I said this before, but every single thing you look up online about real estate, every fun little TikTok and frilly thing, it's not true. Most of them, you have to work a lot. You have to work hard. You have to know what you're doing.
Got it.
So I would say the biggest myth in all myths that there are is that you can have a free and open schedule and you can just do whatever you want and, oh yeah, I'll go open a couple of doors and I'll talk to some people and I'll make a ton of money. It'll be so easy. You have to be extremely disciplined with your own schedule and your own calendar. And I'm still working on that. It's a battle every day. But if you just think that, yeah, I'll be able to have so much free time and I can do whatever I want, you're not going to get anywhere. And then you're going to play the victim mentality of, oh my gosh, it's the market. Oh my gosh, it's these other people. No, you just aren't working hard enough or you're not organized enough.
So what I hear you saying is that you treat your business like a business.
If I were to work a 9 to 5 and I came in at 9:45, 10 o'clock, whenever I wanted, and I was kind of just not feeling it today, I want to just leave at 1, no, you'd be fired. This one, it is your business. That makes it even more special. You should want to even pour more time and energy into it and not just work 1-2 hours, couple of hours a day, couple hours a week. It's your business. You should treat it like that even more and have more love and pour more energy into it than just a regular other job.
Why don't you take this as your side hustle? That's the common thing I've been hearing. Let's get my real estate license as my side hustle.
I go all in on everything. You have a very strict mentality, not strict, but very strict way that you think that part-time agents can't be successful. I agree with you from my standpoint because I go all into everything that I do. I put 120% into whatever I'm doing. I'm a not very good multitasker because I like going all into what I'm doing, pouring all of my energy into it. I do think there are some people that can do part-time real estate. They can have another job. I don't think this should ever be a side hustle. I think it should still be your main focus. It's not even just for you, but for the clients you're helping. It's their biggest transaction they ever do. They need someone that's Johnny on the spot to be there and actually know what they're doing and not be like, oh, sorry, I got to go work my other job.
Right.
But I think if you can definitely manage a side hustle as well.
Dude, I would agree 110% if you want this as your side hustle, which I hate that word, or your side gig or my other gig, or I think they can do that. If they go ahead and meet the buyer and the seller and disclose, hey, you're my part-time client that I'm going to part-time take care of you and I'm going to part-time service you and I'm going to part-time give you my attention. Now, if they do that, I'm all open for it. But as you can tell, I mean, doing it part-time is difficult, right? I mean, what made you jump all in though? Why didn't you go part-time?
I mean, doing it part-time is difficult. Doing it full-time is difficult. It's different types of hard. So it's like, you got to pick your hard. What
about the myth about, it takes 6 months, 8 months to get going?
Well, that's clearly not
true.
True.
In 4 months. You guys, right here, right now, Is it okay if people can go ahead and comment and reach out and say, some people are going to be saying that's bullshit. How does she do it? If they want to go ahead and send you a question or a DM and say, hey, can you coach me? Or would you at least give them a helping hand and reach out if someone wants to go ahead and, another young, strong lady that's kind of a little intimidated saying, oh my God, I'm young, I have no experience, and they want to reach out, but they're scared to go ahead and put their foot, kind of into the waters there and kind of test the waters out. Would you be open to helping them out?
Absolutely. That's always been my thing that I love to do. I love helping people. I love coaching people. If anyone has any questions or wants any advice, I'd be more than happy to help. That's
awesome. It's pretty inspiring to know that you're 20 years old. You've done close to $5 million in real estate in 4 months. I don't think I've ever coached anybody so young, number one, with the production that fast. I've coached a lot of top producing agents in a quick amount of time frame within 6 to 8 months doing big production, but not in 4 months. So that's pretty awesome. Is there any last things that you can say as far as what advice that you'd be giving someone that wants to get in the business or kind of on the fence about doing it, or they've heard from their family, normally family knocks you down their dreams, say, no, you can't do this. This is too hard. You need to save up. Any advice you want to give anyone that's listening?
So when I first thought about my answers, it's going to be the first things were what everybody else says. Like, oh, like I said before, stick to your schedule and work hard and get creative. But the biggest thing other than honestly anything else, I have a little catchphrase I kind of came up with.
Interesting.
It's not a catchphrase, it's not like a little jingle, but it's something I tell myself often because I'm not good at asking for help. I like thinking I can do it all myself. I like trying
Stubborn?
to if you want to say it like that, yes, I'm very stubborn and I like trying to figure things out myself and I don't like asking for help.
Everyone's stubborn, just so I'm teasing you.
I know, you're stubborn too.
Absolutely.
But I learned to fake it till you make it, but learn to ask for help. So whether that's, and not help from a family member, not help from your barber, not help from your therapist, help from an actual agent or an actual team leader or somebody that's been in the business that knows what the heck they're doing. As long as you have the confidence, you can sell whatever. You can sell yourself. You can sell anything. You can make it seem like you're a top agent. At the end of the day, you also have to know what you're actually doing. And if you don't have anybody to help, to ask for help, to ask for general basic real estate questions, especially your first couple of transactions, you're going to get yourself in a very, very sticky situation. So go out there, get comfortable being uncomfortable, and be as confident as you can. Don't take no for an answer from anybody that says you can't do it. If you believe that you can, but get some help, get a mentor, get someone that will show you the ropes. So you don't have to go through all the trial and error periods that we all do.
Got it. So, hey, Jazz, again, I appreciate you doing this little podcast show again with me, just to kind of show them where you are now. You came on here with me, rising star new, but you're truly a rising star. We have a few months left in the year. Do you have a number that you're trying to hit before the year's out? Is there a goal or a volume goal?
It's funny. I actually didn't know what my production was, and if in the office we have that whiteboard, it says 12 on there.
Really?
Yeah. It says 12.
Oh, wow.
So I guess, I don't know, shoot for 24, 30, see what happens. I don't look at it so much as numbers. That's another thing. I just like helping people. I just like giving people a good experience with a realtor. I've had so many people that are just like, oh my God, people will call me and they're like, there's no way. Like, I had the worst experience with a realtor before. I just closed on another one that we talked on the phone. First time, an hour and a half about how upset she was with this other realtor and how they just weren't treating her with respect. Remember I was telling you all about this? Yeah, you met them. And we're like best friends now, just because I was having a genuine conversation with her. I wasn't selling her anything. I was just listening and talking and was like, I can actually help this person. I'm not in it for the money or the numbers. I just like doing what I do.
Before we did this podcast, and I'll end it with this, is you literally on that deal, that those clients bought a $900,000 house from you. And they had a realtor they were working with. And I remember you talking about this, and I just literally did something a little earlier, letting like the agents know not to leave the business, not to be part of the mass exit. And the biggest thing that I communicated was stop texting. And that agent, I remember you telling me, he just text and text and text, and he didn't communicate with them, where your first conversation was like an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Hey, again, Jazz, I appreciate it. And again, I appreciate you coming up with a cool logo design. Always stay authentic. So until then, we're going to catch up with you at the end of the year, and I hope you hit 24.
Me too.
No pressure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Always Stay Authentic. It was a
right.
pleasure as always.
Thank you.